And so my quick answer was gyro. This word Jericho, it spells several different ways, and there's several more ways that aren't here. But it usually looks like this word they say means after, backwards. You know, it starts with a A-H-R-I, and it's gyro. You know, something that spins is a gyro. The earth is gyroing, and so you see the cosmos go around, you know, every 24 hours. And that's what they say as they marched around, you know. But this is just one of the spellings of it, this J-R-H-U, gyro. And I hadn't read this in a long time, but I remember this word cosmo when I was reading it before. K-S-M-O, the cosmo, those to loo full. And they give this word cosmo when heard. And that fits in with this ancient idea of the cosmos where all the planets had a tone. They all had their own tones depending on their distance from the sun or from the earth. So I got a brother-in-law that he accuses me of trying to prove there's no God. I mean, he just doesn't have a clue. But what I'm trying to prove is there's a force so powerful that the forces beyond this earth went through much trouble in order to change the writings, in order to change your perception of what the Bible's about. But this was just more proof of it. I see it every day. But this word, who had been spies, is them Regiles. You know, Regil, R-G-L, has to do with the armies, you know, your foot soldiers. And they'll change this up to the armies and the foot soldiers and spies, I see. But that was the proof. I was reading in Numbers here, where they call this, and who spied out. And the word's totally different. E-T-R-I-M or E-T-R-I-S. This word Joshua, you know, in the Greek, it has the exact same spelling as they give Jesus. You see it here as the I-H-S-O-U-S. And they'll spell it 3 different ways here in the Old Testament, same as in the New Testament. It's Jesus. Sometime it'll be missing the S, and sometime it'll finish with an N. So I don't believe any of these names in the Bible are names. They're words and types of people, qualities. But you see this but Joshua here, it starts with this Vav. You know, it should read and Joshua, or V-I-E-W-S-O. And that would be read views, V-I-E-W. You know, views is spelt 2 different ways. V-E-I-W is from the outside looking in, and V-I-E-W is from the inside looking out. The views, and then the O is the ion to see. The views, see. And it's just like in the Egyptian writing, you know, the words will all double up to make sure you understand what it means. The views, see. Ben Noonan, backwards and forwards, N-U-N-U-N, noonan. Noonan is when you go home at noon for a quickie. But you see this nun a lot when it's talking about the harlots, the harlot of the Zunis. Zunis is noonan. Ben noon when to cleave. Cleave is it's got 2 meanings, but this is the one that we think of most. And cleave is to stick fast to, adhere strongly to a belief. And the other would be cleave, as in as to split something, to split or sever. But Ben Noon, when to cleave, to stick to, Ben, and this is the word that you see every time it comes up with this spied out. And it comes after this tax, so it's backwards. It's not Jip and I, it's En is the cycle. And, so in the cycle of your birthday is on. And you'll see that in the Greek. They'll spell on with an En or an HN. On. And then Pipne, on peeping. The views see Ben Noonan to cleave Ben on peeping. The men and then backwards and forwards. And so this is ETRIS. So backwards is MYRTE. My rate. My rate, and then backwards this way, TRYS. My rate tries. The men my rate tries. And so my rate, in the Navy, everybody wears their rate on their shoulder, their bosun mate. They're gonna have an anchor. If they're a gunner's mate, they're gonna have guns on their shoulder. My rate, this is God talking, and his rate is the peeping eye. And you see it in all the ancient artwork in Egypt, and all the old alchemy art. You'll see, sometimes instead of the hand in the sky, there's an eye in the sky. You'll see this old all-seeing eye on top of all the pictures, or sometimes it's in the hand coming out the cloud up where with the angels, the one that's peeping. Been on peeping, the men my rate tries to share the arch backwards and forwards. XRA is in share. Your share of land, or to share the arch, EARX. The arch fro is away, QROW. To and fro, to coming to you, and fro is going away. To share the arch away in gaudies. Their clothes, gaudies, GDIES isn't just clothes. It's a rock star's clothes in gaudies. And you see that here, my hand to make dwell you in, except for Caleb son of Jephunneh and Joshua son of Nun. But this except is just totally out. Every other time this key comes up, that it was not an exception, but because of, for, in, because. So this by no means you shall enter into is from the matter tis, back and forward, MTATS, the matter tis, from the matter it is, taboo, by no means you shall enter, from the matter tis taboo, of share the arch, the reason sat it to, RSANSATITA, the reason sat it to. And then backwards and forwards, this is now IDIDI, or Jedediah. Jedediah is another name for Solomon. It's what the Jews call Solomon. And it's where they hide the word Solomon all through the Bible. And Jedediah, it just be this handy, or with an E on the end, the Jedediah. But to the hand handy, to Jedediah, less can, LSKN, the less can make to be. And to give from power, see here, it's to except for, to Kimmel here, by no means, they just make it all up as they go along, for. To give from in locale, there's no dot here, so it won't read black. It just be read as in LAKL, LKL, local. in the location. To give in locale in been on peeping. The views see Ben Noonan. And then down here at the bottom, it is called the Plague of the 10 Spies. And down here at 38, it comes up again. The views see Ben Noon when to cleave. Been on peeping the high to men mission the answers backwards and forwards. M-I-S-S-H shin. Been mission the answers. They've been peeping the high to men, the ones above, the high to men, to mission the answers, to learn the answers these of the Elekis, the ELK. LK is like. You elect, ELK, elect the ones you like. The Elekis, to let wear, to share the arch, the high men, mission the answers. They want to know these of the elects, to let wear, to share the arch, the ones to rule over you. And so this is what I was reading, and when she had asked me about Jericho, and so I went back to read that story again, and it kind of just struck me that both chapters was talking about the spies, and it gave me a better idea what they was talking about. So this first line here tells why it was so securely shut up. Now Jericho was straitly and was securely shut up because of the sons of Israel. None went out and none came in. But the why, who, how rich, RICHUSGRT. How riches use great to messenger seal. The T it means to seal, and being they saying it's securely shut up. That's probably what that's doing at the end of the word. It means to seal. And you see it's the same word, just with a UM on it here. Who riches use great to the messenger seal, mapping from the place. The mapping being the mark of time, his role. Naya, none, nada, make what's so vain. Make yod, to make WTS, X is TS, A, to make what's so vain. Vain is somebody who spends their day looking in the mirror and can't see what's inside. That means empty. The not make what's so vain, so empty in, B-A-N. So who's the riches use great, the messenger seal from the place in time his rule, not make what's so vain in. So I'm going to go straight down here to when the walls come down. That was the question I was answering. But yeah, everything about the story ain't nothing like the story that we got. And I was wanting to get on to something that's really funny I had found while I was searching this. But this is when it came down in Joshua 6:20 here. And they say, so shouted the people, and when the priests blew the trumpets, and it came to pass when heard the people the sound of the trumpet, and shouted with the people a shout great that fell down the wall flat, and went up the people into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city. So there is no physical walls, and we have to go up one line to get a better idea what this is talking about. But this is to call, look to. It's the wall and reads backwards. To call, look to cusp, use in. To clean nest of rizzle. You know, a cusp is a sword. It's where two arcs meet, the point of a sword. To cusp, the sword. To call, sword. To use in. To clean a nest of rizzle. To get all the whores out your house. Rizzle is a word used for somebody who has many women from all around the world. And then the codes, the Kodesh, this is usually sanctuary or holy, is what they usually interpret this is. The sanctuary who live. The Resu, this is backwards, starts with an A. The Razu, R-X-U-A, Razu, to steal. The sanctuary who live to steal. You make vow, make V-U-A, make vow, make them swear to. And then the 20 is to gyro, to turn them around. It's to J-R-O, to gyro those who take of in sparrow what wage. In sparrow means it's a small bird that can do great things. To turn around those who take of in sparrow what wage. The chasm, see, a great crack, a chasm. See those to Lu full, L-U, the bind connected, is like it. You know, it's whatever you are working with. So L-U, the Lu, and then back the other way, full. To full, the super. The above is the super. Who river to those terroir. Terroir is a word used in the winery, is in the place that your grape lives, everything about the environment that it lives in. Who the river to those terroir. Those who live on the river, God will to topple the home that tie vile. Those, the hoary, the seeing do, the C-S-I-A-N-G-D-U. Seeing do, who like do to the river whore. And so after you take over the city, you turn around to gyro those what take of in sparrow what wage. In the sparrow, sparrows they're a little bitty bird. They don't have a lot of color. They don't take a whole lot, but they do great things for what little bit that they use. And that's the kind of people that you want when you take over a country. You're going to get rid of all the fat richies that are just serping it up. And you're going to keep all the sparrows, the ones that can do great things for you. You just gyro, you turn them around. And then chasm. Chasms, see those to the Lu full, the super. You don't need all the white hats anymore. You throw them all in a great big chasm. They're not needed anymore. Those, the Lu, the bind connected to the Lu, whoever you're talking about. The full, the super. They're not needed. Hell with them. And then how the river to those terroir, to those that live on the river. God will pull the home that tie. They're living in houseboats. The home that tie. God will to topple the home that tie. Who all those hoary seeing dew, who like dew to river whore. Treat them like the whore they are. Alright, I'm gonna cut this off here. I got a good one coming up I found over here in Deuteronomy, and these laws of fairness is just hilarious. And they got a really poor interpretation on it. Not you shall muzzle an ox while it treads out the grain. I'm gonna start working on this now. Alright, good day.